Hey there, Tasha here from Red Pandas with my top 5 HubSpot updates in under 5. Let's go. Now, first things first, if you don't know this, guys, make sure you're going to your portal and you're clicking on product updates. That's going to bring you to this page here, and this is going to show you all of HubSpot's product updates. And probably what I love the most is the early access betas. So I'm going to go through some top 5s today, and those top 5s, I think most of them are in betas. So if you don't see them in your portal, make sure you come here and join the public betas. Now, the first one, which isn't in beta, is actually new in portals, is HubSpot's prospecting tool. This is an exciting one. It's been out for a little while now. And prospecting is essentially redesigning the way our sales reps and our BDMs are working. So traditionally, we would make custom dashboards and reports to bring all of this stuff into one place. But now we have it all in this beautiful little section here for our sales pro and enterprise users. For sales reps, BDMs, BDRs, it's bringing all of the sales activities and things that you need to do into one place. So your tasks, your emails, your calls, your meetings, your sequences, your leads. I'm going to talk about leads in a second. It's bringing it all into one place. So if I'm a sales rep, I'd be bookmarking this page and I'd be coming here most days. Now, leads, I hear you say, is HubSpot's new object for not contacts, not deals, but leads. It's a new layer of segmenting the people that we are talking to. So for ex-Salesforce users, this is something that they're probably very familiar with. And leads is essentially, like I said, another layer of the contacts and the people that we're talking to. They're not quite commercial opportunities yet, but they're more than just a contact in the database. So you have to enable leads in your settings. Once you've got them enabled, HubSpot has some default lead stages that you cannot overwrite. I'm going to show in a second, and then there's some more breakdowns of those. So why I do like leads, for some use cases, you might not find that you need it right now, but for some use cases, I'm liking it because as a BDM, I can come into my prospecting tool and have a look at my, like I said, summary, and then the people or the leads, they're actual leads that I'm working on. And I might have about 100 to 150 leads at any one point in time that I'm actually working on. And in the leads tool here, I can obviously go through and add contacts, turn them into leads. But once I've got a lead in here, I can click on it. I love the split view that it's giving me. It lets me work off of the lead like I was on their contact record, doing all of the things that I need to do. And then I can see visually really nicely here the stages that my lead needs to go through for them to turn into either a qualified opportunity, so a deal being created, or disqualified, as in I'm not going to work with them. Okay, so leads are looking pretty cool. Schedule is my meeting stuff, and my feed is a pretty standard feed here. Okay, so moving right along into sales analytics now. Now, why I like leads is because HubSpot's released a bunch of new sales analytics reports, and the lead funnel is one of them, which is really cool. Now, lead funnel comes from the lead object. So if we're not using the lead object, I can't use the lead funnel. But if I am, I can get stuff like this. So open leads, in progress leads, conversion rate. So the amount of contacts that are converting into leads, that are converting into deals. This is pretty cool. Converting into closed deal one, and some other sexy graphs here as well. So I can always, if I like some graphs, I can action and add these into anywhere that I want to add them into, or share them with other people. All right, moving right along. Also underneath our sales section here, we're going to look at coaching playlists. Now, if you haven't seen or heard of the coaching playlists yet, they're essentially, if you're call recording in HubSpot, you can obviously store them all in HubSpot and then create a playlist, just like you do in Spotify, to bring all of those call recordings into one place. Once they're in one place, you can then obviously share them with your team. And that way there, we can have playlists that are like, really good closing calls, really good discovery calls, really good opening calls. Or maybe we've got a playlist of calls that we bummed out on. And then once we've got those calls there, we can review them together as a team and know how we need to improve and move forward. We're a huge fan of call recording at Red Pandas. So I would definitely encourage, if you've got Pro Enterprise, have a play with this one. If you're not sure if you're recording calls, you simply just need to click Find Recordings. We're not in this portal. So you can go in here and you can see them if they had already met your filters. You can also use filters like, maybe I just want calls recorded from this month, and you can add them into your coaching playlist. All right, so my last sales tool update that I want to mention, now this one is in beta, so if you don't see it, you're going to have to go and enroll in it, is in your meetings link. So underneath sales, meetings, open up your meetings link, create one if you don't have one. And specifically on the scheduling tool, come over to the scheduling section, click on the form, and what we can now do, which is really cool, is allow guests to book in with their meeting. So once we toggle this on, you'll see in the form, when someone's booking in with you, they can now add the email of their colleagues or people they want to invite. So they can invite up to 10 people to attend the meeting. It's very, very handy. This has been sought after for some time in the HubSpot community. Next up is AI. HubSpot has gone crazy with implementing AI all over the place. And one of the ones I want to mention is AI in marketing email. So coming out of Sales Hub now into marketing. And what we've found is HubSpot's AI assistant rears its head up here and there, and this is in one of them. So if we're writing an email, what I can do is obviously put the sentence in or the paragraph or whatever it is that I've already got. And then this little lightning bolt's going to come up. I'm going to click that, and you can see here HubSpot will give me the options to rewrite, expand, shorten, or change tone. Let's just go change tone for now. And we want to make it professional. So what it's going to do is obviously generate some stuff. It's going to give me an option, and then I can insert that if that's what I want. Let's make it educational now, and we're going to insert it. Boom. So that's that. Take it with a grain of salt. Make sure you reread any AI-generated content. This goes for anywhere that you're using AI. It's very useful, but definitely reread it and optimize it. What we call AIO, Artificial Intelligence Optimization. Now, coming over into an Outlook or Gmail plugin, as long as you're using it, the AI assistant will also rear its head when you're using the plugin. So when I put in someone's name here that I want to email, I can then use, this is in beta as well. If you haven't opted in, make sure you do. Write an email for me. I can go through this process of the email type. What am I selling? Who am I selling to? In a few words, describe what you want to communicate, select the tone, and it'll generate the email for you. Again, massive grain of salt here, guys. Don't just use AI generated content on its own. Use it maybe to spark some ideas, but that will be the start of the AI assistant for you and your sales plugin. Again, moving right along, AI assistant pops its head up in generating blog posts. So if I'm in my blog post section and I click generate blog posts, you can see here I can pop in what idea I want help with, the country of where I'm obviously my target audience is, and which blog I want to save it to. So you've got multiple blogs in HubSpot. Once I've done that, it'll take me through this process of giving me blog titles, and then you can select which ones that you want to based on your search and the things that you're doing. Okay, so that's another place. The final piece I want to share with you is HubSpot's new gauge reporting, which is fairly fresh, and I think also in beta. Yep, so you might have to opt in for this one. And this one, where I'm seeing the use case for this, again, ex-Salesforce users are going to love this one. This one's really in the place for deal reporting, or maybe deals versus goals. So I've already gone into a custom report. I've already put the amount in here, and I've already filtered it based off of the pipeline and the close date being this year. So I've gone this far. You guys do the same. And then what you need to do to configure this report to make it like visually more pleasing is jump into the chart settings, and you need to add your bands. So your bands are basically those sections there. So if I want to say between 10,000 and 20,000 is going to be that orange color, and then I want to do between 20 and 40,000 is that blue color, 40 to 60 is the purple color, and 60 to 80 is the yellow color. Then I want to have, what's my max? My max is essentially my goal. So if my goal is to close $100,000 worth of deals for this report to obviously show me, then what this can be 0 actually. What I'll have here is that's my goal, and this is where I'm at, to date. And then maybe I might even have this to 100, so I can see what the color would be at the end. So I'm getting close to my goal, not quite at my goal. Make sure you put in the max. If you don't put in the max, you won't get that gauge report. So it's really important that gets put in. All right, so now my final 2 updates, and the next one is in the social media publishing tool. So for quite a while, guys, we haven't been able to tag or mention people when we're posting or scheduling LinkedIn posts in HubSpot. And now we can. So as long as you're following them, you can actually add them into the message. And you'll see here, we've got the AI assistant pops itself up over here as well. So that's pretty cool. And the final thing I want to bring up is HubSpot's marketing campaign tool. So for a really long time, the campaigns tool's been probably a little bit underwhelming, and we're now at a place where we can obviously use beta testing. In beta at the moment is campaign templates, which is fantastic, or we can start from scratch. But what it's now allowing us to do is associate all of these assets. And I think what's probably the most exciting is non-HubSpot related content. So traditionally you weren't able to link or connect, WordPress pages or unbounced landing pages. Now you can. So as we do our landing, as we do our template, now as we do our campaign, we can go through and obviously assign HubSpot assets easily enough, but we can also add non-HubSpot assets, which is pretty cool.